The things that I like about them are, first of all, the skin color. I love, love, love their skin. It is so beautiful, so smooth looking. It doesn't age like my skin is aging. I'm 27, and I know people older than me, and they look better than me. 2, their lips. Lips are a very big physical attraction for me. I love a girl that has big lips, bigger lips. I just think it's better. That's just my preference. What else? Their hair. That's a big one too. I love their hair. I love the texture of it. I love the way it looks. I love the way that some girls can make it into a big old afro.
I don't get it. I don't get where this rhetoric is coming from. Let's shut it down.
Look, I've been watching this conversation unfold across the diaspora, and I need us to be honest about something uncomfortable. There is a whole discourse celebrating how black women upgrade men's lives, the black wife effect, they call it. Career transformation, confidence boost, glow ups, and yes, black women are incredible. But when did we start packaging our sisters' emotional labor, professional support, and psychological care work as a benefit package for men who suddenly discovered our humanity? Because you cannot celebrate black women while simultaneously treating them like life coaches you get to sleep with. That's not love, that's extraction with a ring on it. So let us talk about what's really happening here when we confuse appreciation with appropriation. Stay with me, watch these clips, I'll be back.
White boys, let me talk to you real quick. You need to realize, okay? More white men need to realize what an absolute GD privilege it is to be with a black woman, all right? First of all, they have many reasons not to give you the time. And if they do, you better fucking latch on tight and hold on forever. Because when I tell you that they will just make your life better in every way, shape, and form, the black wife effect's a real thing. Now, this pretty much goes for kind of women in general, but especially disgrace. When the secrets they will let you in on, just the better version of yourself that you will become, the better looking version of yourself that you will become. You just have no idea what you're missing out on and how basic you've been your entire life until you get one of these women in your life. And it is just magic that you can't even understand until you got it firsthand. So if she gives you the time, fellas, put a goddamn ring on it.
So I wrote an article a while back about 35 lessons I've learned from black women. And I'm going to go through those real quick. I'm not out here pandering or being a pick-me or whatever people say. This is some real life shit that I've learned. And I'm going to read them because there's a lot and my brain is shit. Black women have taught me to stand and fight for truth regardless of the consequences. Black women have taught me to confront my own biases, racism, white supremacy, and to do so ferociously and without expectation of getting accolades or getting pats on the back. Black women have shown me what it means to be a leader in the face of insurmountable odds. Black women have shown me what true strength coupled with love and gentleness means. Black women have helped to teach me what it means to pursue self-love. Black women have taught me how to love and raise my children in a way that I'll never forget. Black women have shown me more genuine, safe love than I have ever experienced from anyone else in my entire life. Black women have helped me grow more than anyone else in my life. Black women have taught me to choose silence in moments where my whiteness tells me to speak on things I know nothing about. I have learned from black women unbelievable amounts of knowledge and education regarding black history, black revolutionaries, black activists, black authors, black inventors, black excellence, black joy, and black culture. Black women have shown me that a strong voice can be communicated without words. Black women have taught me to take public correction when I have demonstrated oppressive ideals. Black women have taught me what it means to fearlessly confront white supremacy. Black women have shown me and taught me how to be an activist. Black women have taught me what it truly means to fight for equity, equality, and justice. Black women have shown me what wisdom coupled with straightforward truth means. Black women have not let me quit in life when I was at my lowest. Black women have shown me how to handle myself amidst conflict. Black women have taught me humility and the necessity for active listening. Black women have shown me what it means to speak life when it seems there is no life to speak. Black women have taught me how to find peace in times of insufferable pain. Black women have taught me to sit down, shut up, and listen. Black women have taught me how to be calm in the midst of chaos. Black women have shown me how to organize, march, and protest effectively. Black women have taught me to address my microaggressions on the spot. Black women have taught me how to love passionately and intentionally and to demand excellence from the people who are close to me in my life. And that's not even all of the lessons I've learned. So when I say protect Black women, I mean protect Black women. I want to take a moment to recognize and say thank you to every Black woman that is involved in my life. You all have changed my life in a way that I can't even express.
Can we take a moment, and frankly it should be many moments, but at least one moment to thank Black women. Black women who have held this country from its beginning all the way through modern day. And I'm talking about the 92%. Y'all know who you are. The Black women who have consistently shown up for all demographics as it pertains to our rights, as it pertains to voting records, as it pertains to the labor that Black women have had to take while this country has disrespected them in so many ways, the labor that they have had to take to ensure the rights of others. We need to, especially people that are not Black, we need to thank Black women for what they have done for this country, for what they continue to do for this country. And I'm not just talking about leftist or progressive values. I'm talking about community building. I'm talking about empathy. I'm talking about love. What I have seen from Black women in my life, personally, and folks that I just admire, is what I just showed to you all. Empathy, community, love, perseverance, strength. All of that is so important. And I frankly don't see enough people actually even talking about that and how this country and how the people of this country have disrespected Black women in so many ways. We need to talk about the mortality rate, the infant mortality rate of Black babies. We need to talk about how Black women are treated differently in medical spaces. We need to talk about how Black women have had to take on so much emotional labor just to try and explain to people what it is that they're going through. And it just shouldn't be that. And I feel like as a people, as a community, we need to be able to acknowledge all those things, to thank Black women, and also to uplift Black women. Because just because they have been putting in all of this freaking effort, including in holding it down for the Democratic Party and its candidates, doesn't mean that everything has to rest on them, that everything has to lay on them. We are a community. We should be supporting each other. So this is just my shout out to Black women, okay? The Black women that I admire in my personal life, but also folks that I admire across so many different industries. Thank you for being the magical people that you are. And I hope that more and more people will see this and will continue to uplift Black women. And if you are someone that wants to celebrate a Black woman in your life, comment, tag them, because they deserve this. They deserve the recognition. And so, anyways, if you want more of this type of content, follow for more.
As somebody with a Black mom and white dad, this Black wife effect, chef's kiss, needs to be studied on a deeper and more statistical level. Because these glow-ups that I'm seeing with these white men who are with their Black girlfriends and wives, it's just so heartwarming, and it really hits close to home. And I can happily and proudly say that my father also went through the Black wife effect. My mother leveled up my dad in terms of his career. So it was 2001, 9/11 had happened, and the job market completely just went downhill. And my father lost his job due to this. So my dad became domestic dad. He took care of me, he cleaned the house, he cooked, He helped me with my homework. He dropped me off at school, picked me up, while my mother went to work, right? Because, we got to put food on the table. We have to just make sure that things are running smoothly now that he's in this temporary position. My father was job hunting, and mind you, my father doesn't have a degree, whereas my mother does. My dad sees this job at this oil and gas company for a sales position, and it required that he have a degree, but my father didn't have that. So he was like, no, I can't apply for this job. I don't meet the credentials. But the thing about my father is that he has an extensive sales background and he knows how to talk to people. Okay. He's got the personality. My father could sell you this box of tissue easily. However, my mother was like, boy, please, you gonna apply for this job. I don't care whether or not you meet the academic credentials. You need to believe in yourself. And as a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to touch up your resume. Okay, I'm gonna clean it up. I'm going to add on to your skills, and I'm going to just, spruce it up a bit, because Black wife effect, I believe in you. I can upgrade you like that Beyonce song. My father at the time had to go back to his old job at a restaurant where he was a manager, and he didn't like it, but he said, you know what, I'm just going to go back if something better comes up. My mother eventually sends up his resume. My dad's like, I'm not going to get this job. Tell me why this oil and gas company sees my father's resume and calls him in for an interview. My dad was like, okay, I'm just going to do the best that I can and we'll just see what happens. Goes to the interview. He sells his skills in sales. But mind you, my father doesn't have a degree. The company calls him back for a second interview. And shortly after the second interview, he gets the job at the oil and gas company. All because my mother, a Black woman, believed in him. She believed that my man has all these incredible skills. He's sleeping on himself, and he needs to tap into his confidence and believe that he can get this particular job. He goes into work on his first day and finds out that this very job at this oil and gas company has a lot of perks that come with it. Or he gets his own company vehicle, which was a Ford F-150. He got his own cell phone, which he doesn't have to pay a bill on. And since it's an oil and gas company, he gets free gas. So whenever he's on the road traveling in his F-150, making calls on the mobile phone that he doesn't have to pay the bill for, he also gets free gas. My father is still working at that company to this day and makes very good money. I'm not going to say the figures, but oil and gas, cha-ching. All because my mother, a Black woman, believed in him. Now him and my mom paid off their mortgage. They both work very successful jobs. Father works in oil and gas. My mother's an entrepreneur. And they travel 3 or 4 times a year. So they're living a pretty good life. As someone who has seen it for 32 years of her life, as the daughter, as a child of a Black mom and a white dad, the Black wife trend is very much real. I can see why it's called Black girl magic for a reason. And I hope and pray that that man is also leveling you up in some way as well, because I see it in my parents every single day.
Black women had the ability to make me feel good about myself in a way that nobody else could. I was lucky enough to get hit on by a handful of Black women, when I was single, and every time it felt better than any drug I've ever done in my life. It's just the things they say, the way they say it turns me into a child. And they'll be like, oh, you're one of them fine white boys, huh? And I'll be like, who, me? It's fucking incredible. One time I was in New York City. I was walking down a New York City street, and a Black woman, she was staring at me hard. And as we crossed paths, I turned around to see if she continued to stare, and she did. And she goes, you're just so handsome, that's why I'm looking at you like that. And my white ass just went, thank you! And I kept it moving. But I was high off of that shit for a month, dude. For a month, I was walking around like, I'm gonna be a famous comedian, I think. Which has nothing to do with her thinking I'm hot. That's just the level of power behind that shit. I've been told I was attracted by white women before. It's not remotely the same thing. White women tell me I'm hot, I question their judgment. If black woman tells me I'm hot, I believe in my dreams. That shit is incredible.
I prefer black women, generally speaking.
Oh, you do?
And now that I'm older and affluent, I can have younger black women as well.
So you know that to have younger black women, probably you need to be affluent in a way. Like
Absolutely.
financial
You think
capacity.
a sexy young black woman's going to go out with a broke-ass old white guy?
Period, poo. Period. Mind you, they all going, yes, bad baby sheep for that old rich white man, saying he prefers black women, specifically younger black women, because he got money now. Saying that the whole time he got a wedding ring on, whole wedding band on, and y'all just, yeah, prefer black women for what, sir? I know they're not gonna catch that part, but I'm gonna say, prefer them for what? Fun? I know. Cause you know all you gotta do is throw a little money on them, make them pay to play, right? I know. That's what you was getting at. But they not gonna catch that part. They just so caught up in the fact that you're an old rich white man. And we know our sister girls gonna always fall for an old rich white man, right? Cause sprinkle. Comments section and thread full of women saying, "Oh, I'm black woman." Ooh, remember the fake tweet of the rich white billionaire saying he, prefers black women. Oh, but what is it with y'all with a white that seeking that white validation? Much as y'all get out here and say black men do it, oh boy, when an old rich white man say he wants some black woman, oh my God, because that fake tweet had y'all over here doing the shimmy with them motherfuckers, doing the Harlem Shuffle. Ask that old white man who his wife is. What is his wife? What do his children look like? Ask him that. And then you'll figure out what his preference is. Cause I guarantee you, them kids of his ain't mixed.
So we are calling exploitation magic now. Okay, it's interesting. Because I've been watching this conversation blow up across the diaspora, from Lagos to London, Kingston to Cape Town, and we need to have an uncomfortable conversation about the so-called black wife effect. You know what I'm talking about, right? The think pieces, the testimonials, white men and black men lining up to tell us how their black partners leveled them up, fixed their resumes, gave them confidence, made them better men. And look, before the comments start, yes, black women are exceptional. That's not the debate. The debate is this: when did we normalize packaging black women's labor, emotional, professional, psychological, as a lifestyle upgrade for men who just discovered we're human beings? Because, family, yeah, what I'm saying is not celebration, it is a business prospectus. Now, allow me to paint you the full picture of what's happening here. Now, on one side, you've got these testimonials, men talking about how their black wives or girlfriends transformed their lives. One guy says his partner wrote his CV and pushed him to apply for jobs he felt underqualified for, and boom, he's in oil and gas making six figures, mortgage paid off. Another one says the compliments from black women hit different, made him believe in himself like nobody else could. And that talks about his glow up, becoming a better looking, better version of himself simply by being with a black woman. Sounds beautiful, right? Sounds like love. But then you zoom out and you start asking questions. Who is doing the work in these relationships? Who is editing the resumes at midnight? Who's providing them emotional validation when he's insecure? Who's holding down the household financially while he transitions careers? Who is carrying the mental load of making him feel like a man? And here's the part that makes my blood pressure spike. This is not new. Black women have been holding down communities, families, and movements for generations. They've been the backbone of civil rights struggles and the highest voting bloc for progressive politics, the invisible architects of social stability. And what do they get for it? They get called strong, they get called resilient, they get turned into feature instead of being protected as human beings. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but isn't this just love? Isn't this what partners do for each other? And you're absolutely right. When it's reciprocal, yes, that's what partners do for each other. But what I'm saying in this discourse is not reciprocity. It's extraction dressed up as preference. Number one, allow me to break down. Number one, the physical fetishization. Some of these men are out here talking about black women like they are aesthetics collection. I love the skin tone, the lips are bigger, the hair is so versatile. Black don't crack. That's not appreciation, bro. That's objectification with a Pinterest board. You're reducing entire human beings to a checklist of physical traits that make you feel good. Number two, the emotional labor. The so-called black wife effect is just rebranded care work. These women are providing therapy, career coaching, financial planning, confidence building, and getting called magic in return. But magic implies something effortless, something mystical. There is nothing mystical about a woman working a full-time job and then coming home to work on you. That's labor, unpaid, unrecognized, undervalued labor. Number three, the power dynamics. Nobody wants to name when affluent, older men, particularly white men, seek out younger black women. We need to ask, is this partnership or is this transaction? Because history didn't start yesterday. The same structures that enslaved black women, that hypersexualized black women, that denied agency, those structures don't just disappear because some guy married across racial lines and calls it progressive. This historic of white men loving black women better ignores the predatory patterns and historical violence that still shape these dynamics. I grew up, all right? I grew up watching black women in my family and community carry everything. My grandmother raised 6 kids while my grandfather worked, but she also managed the household finances, mediated family conflicts, kept the culture alive, and somehow still showed up for church, for neighbors, for strangers who needed help. Nobody call it magic, they call it duty. And in the diaspora, this story repeats everywhere. From Caribbean to the continent, black women are the architects of survival. They migrate, send remittances, sponsor family members, build businesses from nothing, navigate hostile systems, and still get told they are too independent or too strong to need support. So, when I see this conversation celebrating the black wife effect, I think about my grandmother, I think about my mother, I think about my sisters across the diaspora who are tired of being strong, tired of being resilient, tired of being the foundation that everyone builds on while nobody asks if the foundation needs a rest. And here's what breaks my heart. Some black women have internalized this. They've been told their worth is measured by how much they can give to their men, to their families, to their communities. So they accept these dynamics because at least someone's calling them valuable, even if that value is calculated by what they produce. That's not magic, that's trauma masked as virtue. Look, I'm not here to tell black women who to love. Interracial relationships aren't the enemy. Love is love when it's built on equality, respect, and reciprocity. But what I'm saying is this: we need to stop romanticizing extraction. If a man comes into your life and you find yourself doing all the emotional heavy lifting, building his confidence, managing his career, financing his dreams, explaining racism to him, justifying your existence, that's not the black wife effect. That's you doing the work of 3 people while he gets the credit for blowing up. And to the men who benefit from this, your job is not to celebrate the women who upgrade you. Your job is to show up as an equal, to reciprocate the care, to recognize that if she's making you better, you better be making her life better too, and not just with compliments, but with action, with emotional availability, with financial contribution, with public advocacy, with the same energy she's pouring into you. Because black women deserve partners, not projects. They deserve rest, not another role as unpaid life coach. So here's where I land. To my black women in the diaspora, you're not magic, you're not animals to use, you're human, and your humanity means you deserve to be loved without having to earn it through labor. You deserve softness, medical treatment, you deserve protection, you deserve someone who shows up for you the way you show up for everyone else. Stop letting people reduce you to what you can provide. Your worth is not in your productivity, it's in your existence. And to everyone else, if you're genuinely appreciating Black women, prove it. Not with think pieces about how we have upgraded your life, but with reparative action. Pay them fairly, protect them loudly, share their labor equally, acknowledge the dead. Because the truth is, Black women have been holding it down for centuries, holding down families, communities, entire movements while being disrespected, underpaid, and undervalued. The least you can do is stop calling the exhaustion magic. The least you can do is to recognize that if Black women are leveling you up, maybe it's saying you level them up, you level up for them too. That's the real effect you should be talking about. If this made sense to you, subscribe, share it with someone else, and let me know in the comments, what does real appreciation look like in your community? I'm the Bantu Merchant, and I'll see you in the next one.